Hi everybody, my name's Natalie and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I talk about all things post-redundancy and navigating early and semi-retirement. So if that sounds interesting to you, please consider subscribing to my channel. I also want to thank everybody for all the likes and comments from my previous videos. We're getting a really vibrant community started here, and I am learning something new in every single video from all your comments. So I'd like to say thank you very much for that. So today we're going to talk about sources of income that I have and that I'm planning to have as I go through this transitional and future periods of early and semi-retirement. I say early and semi-retirement because I'm not actually quite sure what it is that I am in this phase. But it's certainly some form of retirement. I don't want to go back to a corporate job. I have a seasonal job at the moment. Part of it is they have seconded me for a festival and I'm helping out with some office work. And I have realized that I definitely do not want to be in an office job for the rest of my life again, or certainly for the next foreseeable period. So I definitely think that corporate world for me is definitely done. But that doesn't mean to say that I can't find other sources of income. And as you all know, I have come prepared with my Sharpie notes. So just to let you know, and hopefully potentially for the your thumbnail. Oh my goodness, I'm exhausted and I'll tell you why, partly because of me earning as well. So sources of income in retirement. That can come from a number of different places. Obviously, the pension is going to make up the bulk of that for me. I have two pensions that I have built up over time. The first one is going to be my bridge pension, and I have spoke about this before in my how I'm funding my retirement video, which I am going to put up in one of these places. I never know whether I'm mirrored or not, so forgive me. It will go up. I've also got another one which is going to be my sort of long-term pension one, and by that I mean post 67. So that is going to ride out whatever happens over the next 10 to 12 years, and I am going to hopefully only use that in the latter stages of full retirement alongside my state pension. So I'm going to set that aside for now, and I'm going to talk about that I will have a pension between now and the state pension kicking in, whether that be 68 or 67 for me. We're still working that out, obviously, with HMRC. It's likely going to be something like 67 and 2 months. So I think I have to personally wait an extra 2 months if they're going to raise the state pension age to 68. However, I still need to fund my monthly budget until then. So I will, from October, be actually taking my first pension drawdown. I also have some cash reserves that I have for emergencies and to see me through the crash years, should they come, and they will come because it is inevitable. There's always bear markets and there's always bull markets. And I've just done that the wrong way. A bull market goes up and a bear market goes down. By the way, folks, if you're new here, I don't edit my videos. I just talk to camera and hope for the best each time. So all the fluffs will all be in. So I do have some of that. I have some money in a cash ISA, and my framework for withdrawing my pension is that when I have normal months and normal years, that will just all be taken from the pension. But when there is a bear run, I have to get my terms right. When there's a bear run or a crash, I will be taking some from my pension and some from my cash reserves. Suffice to say, I get a little bit of interest on those cash reserves, not a lot, Some of it are in premium bonds, so it's the lap of the gods whether you win or not on those. Some of it is in a cash ISA, and I get a little bit of, I think it's about £700 a year interest on that, because it's about 3.6%. But I don't really count that in my sources of income, but it is a source of income, no matter how small it is. So those are what I would call passive earnings, because they are invested in the market or invested in a cash ISA, and they just accrue as per the markets. What I call active sources of income are those that I actually have to go out and exchange my time and my skills, such as they are, for income. And for those, I have a seasonal tourism job. I've just been hired, still have yet to attend some event stewarding work, but I have been hired to do that. And I also participate in some academic studies as well. All of these, I have to trade my time for income, as I say. And what I don't want is to trade all my time for income. So these are very much going to be flexible sources of income. I will work harder in the summer, actively outside, event stewarding and a seasonal tourism job. And during the winter, I will mostly do academic studies and maybe some events that are maybe festival oriented or specific holiday events. Now, the purpose of this is to get me outside, to get me into a sociable environment, and to have some income trading for time. So it's not that I am absolutely desperate for an income, but I'm still in that transitional phase where I haven't yet set myself up to rely wholly on my pension either, because that's a bit of a scary thing for me. I've come from an exceedingly well-paid job, and most of the income that I am earning is around, or certainly with academic studies, below the minimum wage, which is fine, because it's a choice that I am making to actually trade my time for income now, because to me, time is the most valuable resource now. So having said that, the seasonal tourism runs from April through to the end of September, beginning of October. The event stewarding will probably be primarily during the summer months, as well as there's festivals and certain outside events happening. But that could be something that could go in through to the winter months as well. So that might be something that balances the seasonal work with event stewarding throughout the year. And then pottered in between will be the academic studies that I can do as much or as little as I want. So the most I have earned for the academic studies period in a month, where I set myself a challenge of trying to earn £500, I actually earned 642. That was very much a one-off. This month, because I've been doing so much of the tourism work, I've only earned £100. But that's okay, because it's very much, again, trading time for money. So it's very flexible in that respect, and it's as much as I want to actually, the effort that I want to put in. So that's the active ones that I have at this moment in time. As I say, the event stewarding, I haven't actually started yet. I've literally just had an opportunity to get hired for that, and I'm very much looking forward to that as well. Now, then there's potential other sources of income. Now, as I say, I do not want to go back into corporate world or into office work, but it is obviously an opportunity and a potential source of income should I choose to do that in the future. But right now, I don't want to. However, some of the more unusual ones or unobvious ones are medical research. So we have a few here in Northern Ireland, a few medical research companies that they look for healthy individuals to participate in in some research for, drugs or medical devices and all that good stuff. So I'm exploring that at the moment just to see if there's any opportunity there. Whenever I was a PhD student way back in the mists of time, which I didn't complete because I wanted to earn money, and I was earning no money doing the PhD, and so I left it to get a job at that point. Anyway, I used to help out with some of the medical research that they were doing at the university that I was at as well, and so that was good fun, and that everybody got paid for that, and that was good. So medical research is an opportunity. Again, it's just going to be here and there, as and when, and it's not certainly something that I am looking to pin my hopes on. The other obvious one is, and I don't think I'm ever really going to get to that point, but is YouTube monetization. Now, I do not want to be a content creator. I do not want to, again, feel obliged or forced into making videos. I love to make videos for the fun of it, and just to talk to you all to camera. This is the way I am. As you can see, I fluff my way through every single video. Sometimes I cry on the videos. That was the last one, Obligation of Prison Without Walls. And thank you all for your comments on that. I really did appreciate them. Some of them I'm laughing my way through them and just trying to figure it all out along with the rest of you. So I am not expecting to become a content creator, or quite frankly to get monetized, really, because I just talk to you all. But that is a potential, and if it makes me a $5, I will be the happiest person in the universe, because it's a challenge that I have achieved. So everything I do, it's mostly because I'm a quester. I've got a quester type of personality, which means I set a goal and I try and achieve it. I try and level up all the time. And then the final one I put down on my list was going back to contracting, which again is something similar to having a full-time job and an office job. And it's really not something I'm looking at this time, because what I really want to do is explore jobs that I would never have done before, or that I haven't considered before. Things that are a little bit zany, or maybe seasonal, or fun, or learning a new skill, or just simply, an extra pair of hands that I can be for someone who needs that. And again, there's volunteering out there as well, but at this stage, I'm looking for opportunities to trade time for income. It doesn't matter what the income is. It's not the point of earning a set amount. I'm never going to be able to replace the salary that I was on. But it's also that time is important to me. So I would like to have a good trade. Now, that could be a trade for skills, or it could be a trade for income. But at this point, it's probably primarily income, because that's the quest, and that's the challenge that I'm in at this phase of my transition into retirement as well. So I'm just going to pop this up again to show you guys the sources of income that I'm thinking of. We've got the passive one, which is obviously pension and savings interest, the active ones, which are the little jobs, the seasonal tourism, event stewarding, and the academic studies that I participate in. And then we've got some potential ones, and I'm sure there are hundreds of potential other sources of income. And if you do know of any, please do write down in the comments as well, and something that we can all explore and hopefully take part in. So some of the other ones are medical research, YouTube monetization, and then obviously going back into my old world and doing some contracting as well. So how much have they got to offer in the way of income as well? I try to do something monthly, and again, some of this is a little bit of projection. Some of it is averaging some of the months that I've already had as well. So, and I am the sort of person will always err on the side of a lower number than a higher number. So what we have here is, in a normal month, and at the bottom of the crash. So this is the lowest that I can take from my pension. This is my floor, because I obviously have bills, mortgage, and all sorts of different things that still have to be paid. But in a normal month, I hope to take £2,000 a month, and in a crash month, £1,250. Some of this will be from a pension and some of this will be from cash reserves. So savings interest, I've undersold myself here because I've done it out on £10,000 crash reserves, but it's probably a little bit higher than that, or cash reserves. I'm going to get cash and crash mixed up this entire one. But I'm just putting 30 to 50 pounds a month, so negligible at this point. And again, I don't really count savings interest in income, although it is technically income or tax-free at least. Same with my premium bonds. I earned £125 this month, but I hadn't got anything for the previous 3 months. So it really is a negligible amount. This seasonal tourism, again, depending on the activity, depending on the amount of tourism that comes into the city, I'm averaging about £500 a month, but that could be a little bit more. It could be up to about 1,000 as well. It depends. I haven't done it long enough to actually average everything out yet, but I'm putting £500 just as a potential. And again, if I'm averaging the same type of activity with the event stewarding as I am with the summer seasonal work, then I'm expecting £500 a month from that as well. And then the academic studies, again, I can earn up as much as the effort I put in. But generally speaking, the highest I've ever earned was just over £600. With very little effort, I can make £100. So I'm just calling it £300 now. So the potential, if I say that the event stewarding would be a winter and the seasonal tourism in the summer, of averaging it all out, is the potential to earn about £1,300 a month. Averaged out, some months will be much more, some months will be much less, but I'm thinking that could be a very average number. Now, if I earn that, that would cover my crash spending budget very nicely. But it's not intended to replace pensions. It's not intended to replace my previous wage. It's just sources of income that I'm hoping to achieve in this period. And it is a short period as well. It's maybe a 2 to 3 year horizon that I'm looking at as I transition from a corporate world into a retirement world. And I may over time want to just say, hey, some of this I'm no longer interested in doing. Some of it may hamper some travel that I might want to do. And so I'm trying to be very, very flexible as well as I go through this. But we're already up to 18 minutes and I don't want anybody to be bored out of their skull. I know most people won't even get this far, but if you do, thank you so much. I hope some of this has been interesting, and please do like and especially comment as well if there are other sources of income that you're looking at as you transition into retirement. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care, everybody. Bye now.